take my time real quick. Amen. Amen. Look at somebody next to you and say, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Amen. Right here we understand, amen. I want to break this down because at the end of the day we understand that what God is doing, God is speaking, He's shifting in a powerful way. And one of the things the Lord laid in my spirit, amen, I begin to look at this as a metaphor. I was reading here, Larry is the co-founder of the articles, and he said, when your belief system are different, everything and everything else believe that you have belief in, primarily it'll become to a point of an open attack. So oftentimes when you put yourself in situations, oftentimes it's like this. Whenever there is a voice of reasoning or a voice in which one holds, when you begin to speak it out, it becomes manifest. It is a attack, weapon. Amen. Look at your neighbor and say, I am a weapon, and you can't do nothing about it. Now, the fact of the matter is, what are you a weapon for? One of the things I begin to read this right here. It was stating right here, Disney World. Right here, they oftentimes they pay their staff because they pay their staffs to come up with these imaginary ideas. And they come up with these particular type of slogans and different ideas when it comes down to it. And so their job is to think, what type of ideas and what brilliant things that we can come up with so that everybody can be able to see the vision in which we have. And so they will be actually getting paid for thinking outside the box. Yeah. It was getting paid for thinking beyond what they are in, almost like they are in another world. And so God has gave us the capacity to bless us even in our imaginations. Amen. If you look at the show, I don't know if you understand the show of Batman. If you remember the old Batman back in the days, you would see actually the wordings of the actions in which they was actually fighting. You would see the pows and the beams and the booms. You would see that. You would see the actual verbal display, amen, based off of the actions in which they were doing. Amen. We understand that the word generates movement while expecting the word about the movement, about the shifting. So we understand that it's very important we must destabilize our minds and get our minds ready to receive what God has in store for us. So we have to change our view and our print on what we think God is and what we think life is. It's very important because we must exercise our muscles. We haven't been doing it lately because we have been lazy in our way of thinking. Our imagination has become still. It's become to the point of being deprived. Instead of us moving into the shifting of God, we will rather stay at the place of dormant, knowing that there is something more. God is saying, if I can only get her to think bigger, if I only can get him to think bigger, if I only can get them to shift to the areas to use their mind to free them from the areas in which they call themselves prisoners in. So it's very important for us to understand that we must think different. Martin Luther King says it takes up the first step in the beginning. We understand that the provocations themselves is always an unreasonable situation. So it's easy to think, but it's hard to achieve when you have it in your mind to stay where you are. When you come to your mind or come to a point of reason to say, at the end of the day, I can't keep thinking like this. I ain't going nowhere. I can't keep thinking the way I've been thinking and expect God to, or expect another reaction from what God has for me. And so oftentimes we understand right here is very important because there are ideas in you that haven't been heard. There's ideas in you that haven't been implemented yet. It's very important here because, amen, it's very important because we must understand that God is trying to get you to a point of you being nervous. So he'll put you in the platform. And oftentimes that your faith becomes to a point of being questioned. And sometimes you will even question yourself based off of the platform in which you are operating or as you're living in. And some things you're like, man, this is impossible. I can't live like this. And I can't even get out of this. I can't even see the light of day. As a matter of fact, you've been so captivated and cultivated, amen, in your area of opposing forces that you stay there. And now you're doubting the very God. At one point, you was believing God to bring you up out of some things. And you know it because he's spoken to you and told you it was. As a matter of fact, you told your girlfriend, you told your friend that, hey, at the end of the day, I know God said this to me on this day. So what it makes you think 6 months from now, and God going to change his mind on what he said he was going to do for you? I wish I could get back to you and talk to you for a minute and tell you, amen, because I'm going to say it again. Amen. Do you believe what God is saying? Do you believe what God is saying upon you? It's not time for you to reevaluate your faith. It's time to cultivate your faith to another level. Look at the neighbor and say, it's time to move up.
It's time to move up.
Amen. Right here, we understand right here. Amen. It's a way of thinking. You gotta think different. Amen. You understand the Red Cross. The Red Cross is there because the Red Cross, if you look at it for a pattern there, if there is a hurricane or a tornado, the Red Cross normally intervene so that they can be able to get folk from out of the areas where there may be a storm or a tornado that may be hitting that particular district or region. And so they prepare the people to make a value or to move or to shift from out of it because there is a red zone. It's called danger zone. Amen. But oftentimes you may get some folk that will stay exactly where they are. They say, well, I'm staying at my house because, and some folk, you look at them like they're crazy. Like, why are you staying here when you know a big storm is coming? Have you lost your mind? Everybody, this is a national alert. Get out of here. Get out of your house and go over to Aunt Betty's house over in another state. It's only best. But you got some people will stay right where they are. And so right here we understand at the end of the day, some folks trying to figure out why folk think the way they think. Why are you thinking this way? And it's very crazy because oftentimes, amen, we will look at situations and say, well, if you've been through a hurricane or a tornado one time, you can handle this. If I've been through an earthquake, surely this ain't nothing. And have you been through a couple of rainstorms, amen, and you begin to understand, to have faith, you believe God is going to be able to do it. And oftentimes you have been through so much in your life that you came to a point that God's been trying to build up your faith and bring you to the point of now that you're understanding who he is. And you have begun to experience certain areas in your life. And now you understand where you are. Amen. But you got to begin to understand that although you are going through the things that you're facing, amen, there is a calm about you this season. I'm only talking to the people that actually overcame and as they begin to overcame, they was weak at one time. But God began to build them up and they begin to understand who they are. And now there's a calm about you because before, amen, you begin to lose your mind because of the situation. But now you understand where you are and who you are in God. And there's now God is saying this time, amen, you are going through some things even right now. Some of y'all going through some issues at this very point right now. And the fact of the matter is, how calm can you get? Can you get to a place that where you keep your composure? And can you get to a place that you keep your mind? Can you get to a place and say, you know what, I'm not going to lose my head because of this. I'm not going to lose my faith because of this. I'm not going to not be consistent because I know who God is in my life. I wish I could talk to somebody here. When you get to a place where you begin to overcome the areas where the enemy knows that he knows your trigger point. You're not going to get me that way. Amen. I'm not going to stop praying. I'm not going to stop fasting. I'm not going to stop seeking God. I'm going to keep doing what God had called for me to do. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? You're going to begin to press past your storm and press past the mess and press past the junk that's trying to change your mind.
Yes, yes.
Look, his neighbor said, you ain't changing your mind yet.
You ain't changing your mind.
Very important here. We've got to be able to understand. Amen. If you survive the storm, surely you can pass some situations and some circumstances. The enemy wants to test you. He wants to see where you are because he don't believe you. He don't believe that you're faithful. He don't believe that you're holy. He don't believe that you're anointed. He think you're just like everybody else. Oh God, and when you think that you are, oh God, prove it. Prove that you're anointed. Prove, amen, that you're strong. Prove it. Amen. Look what you ever said. It's time to prove. Amen. I'm not going to sit here and settle for this mess in my life. It's time to step up. It's time to show the enemy that I'm not playing the game. Amen. You came against my house. You came against my job. You came against my mind. Amen. You look, oh my God, you done be a madman now.